Let's get it. This is Life's Essential Ingredients with Jeff and a Mike, where we hope to inform, inspire, and transform lives, one essential ingredient at a time. Welcome to the show. Oh yeah, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life's Essential Ingredients. And we're coming from all over the world all the time, and we thank all the listeners for tuning in 29 countries now. So thank you so much for that. We're season 2, episode 19 with Chancellor Lucky Chance Jackson coming from Atlanta, Georgia. Here we go. And he's already flexing on us. I just got to put it out there for people that are just listening. Yeah, he knows Pasha and I are a little bit older. We ain't got the gun show that he has. So if you by any chance can check this one out on YouTube, I'm sure he's going to be flexing his stuff throughout this episode. But first spot where you can find him, I'll just give you his Instagram and Twitter, and hopefully this is still correct, but it's at KORLEHJ. So yes, we are still good. So a little bit about our guest. Chance grew up in Smyrna, Georgia, and attended Stetson University, where he played football and graduated with his bachelor's degree in communication and media studies. Upon graduation, Chance knew that he wanted to see the world, and what better way to do so than combining his love of travel and teaching. After looking at his options, Chance boarded a plane and landed in Beijing, China. That's what we're talking about, Pasha. We're in Beijing, China. Not right now, but Chance is going to get us there. The experience started out exactly how Chance had imagined, getting to experience culture, diversity, new foods, new language, new students, and new friends. Unfortunately, things would soon be different, much different. Chance's worst nightmare was about to come true. Chance would spend his next 14 days being locked up in a Beijing jail cell with no idea how he would remain locked, how long he would remain locked up, or for that matter, if anyone even knew he was missing. What would any teacher, athlete, spiritual being do? Self-reflect and find a way to turn a difficult situation into a transformative experience. Chance decided to take a chance and wrote his first book, 14 Days in Beijing, and followed that book up with a second, You Love and You Learn. Chance, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, blessings and balance to everyone that's tuning in right now. Blessings and balance to you, too. I appreciate y'all for having me on for the show, for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one. And so, Chance, we always start out with a thought of the day. And luckily, you're a prime timer like Deion Sanders because we're 100% and we're in season 2, this episode 19. So there's a little bit of pressure on you I guess it's more pressure on me. I don't know what I'm talking about, putting that on Chance. But here's the thought of the day, which is a quote that I picked on you. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. And that's from Helen Keller. Why would I pick that one for you?
Man, it reminds me, it automatically makes me think of a quote by Nipsey Hussle, famous rapper out of South Central Los Angeles, RIP. But the quote is, long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own success or self-destruction. But what's a mistake without the lesson? See, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every person is defined by their reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else? Or yourself? Whatever you do, give your heart to it and stay strong.
Come on. Listeners, are you listening to this? Hopefully you listening to Chance get down and go deep right out of the gate. And I love it. And it's just so true, and I think it gets a little bit harder and harder. And I don't mean to sound like such an old guy, but and this is a big downfall of me. And I hope listeners don't get upset because occasionally I'll mention on here, but I'm just not a fan of social media and just putting stuff out there. I just think sometimes it takes us away, because basically what you were saying, hey, self-reflect and figure out who you are. And when you know who you are, then you stand on your own 2 feet and you're able to deal with the pleasures and the pain that life is going to throw at us. And then you bring that to each and every day. And I think the more we can be in that space and not allow things to distract us from that, the more we get to share our gift and get down during our time on this earth. So I love it. I love it. And we're going to start out this episode a little bit different. Scott, I know you're a big sports guy, and I know you like to eat, and I know you like to coach and teach. So you sound like a brother of mine and my pasho. So real quick, and it's just, I'm going to give you 2 words, and you kind of pick which one resonates. Hawks or Falcons?
Falcons.
Falcons or Braves?
Falcons.
Chinese food or Southern double fried chicken?
I take Chinese food.
Okay. Writing or teaching?
Writing.
Teaching or coaching?
Coaching.
All right. Pastor, there we go. They were on fire. And I thought you were going to get me the fried chicken one, but I think you went back to Beijing and I know Atlanta has so much incredible food, but when you thought about Chinese food, did you go back to Beijing Chinese food, or does Atlanta have some great stuff?
Authentic Chinese food, man, it's completely different as far as just the way that it feels your body. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get full, but it isn't sluggish. You don't feel like you need to take a nap right afterwards. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feel. And they don't fry anything out there. They boil steam. You know what I'm saying? Or roast their dishes. So all in all, the food is just 10 times healthier. In China, I lost a lot of weight while I was out there just because the diet is drastically different. But it's a great diet. That's why, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them, you don't see obesity over there. You see an obese person is like seeing another person of color. That rare. Like, whoa. Like, you got to double take, like, hey.
Man, that food sounds like, so I don't know if you're familiar with C4 Leaders, but we use pizza to bring people together. But our pizza is like the Chinese food that you described. We use sourdough starter. And so it's just so easy to digest on your body, and you don't feel all bloated and just feeling heavy. You feel like, oh man, that was like perfect. I can go out and hoop or play football or coach or whatever it is. So man, it's going to be a good one. Hey, so let's get into what was life like just growing up for you?
For sure. It was real smooth, honestly. Growing up in Smyrna is on the outskirts, right on the outskirts of Atlanta. It's still a very diverse area, for sure. But it was balanced. It was a balanced childhood. I always was on honor roll, perfect attendance. I always did my thing academically. And then I started playing football in 8th grade, and that just sharpened me even more. You know what I'm saying? I was already a natural born leader. I was very wise and mature for my age. And football just sharpened me. And then with me starting late, you know what I'm saying? I didn't start playing football until 13 years old. Everybody else been playing football since they were 4, 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot I still had to learn as far as just the knowledge of the game, especially the specific position I'm learning to play for the very first time. So I had a lot of catching up to do. But played football for the remainder of my time in grade school, all throughout high school. Ended up landing the opportunity to play at the collegiate level, D1 school, Stetson University down in Florida. Florida was absolutely a vibe. Definitely taboo from Atlanta, for sure. Especially the college I went to, it was a predominantly white institution, probably like 4,000 people total. So it's like a high school 2.0 for real. And it's a private school. So it's like a lot of kids that at the school, you know what I'm saying, was in private schools and boarding schools or homeschooled, you know what I'm saying, in high school. You just got sprinkled public school kids. So it was definitely a rude awakening.
Mm.
But Atlanta, we like chameleons out here. You gotta be able to adapt wherever you at. So we made the most out of it, me and my partners that I made while I was there. Graduated, and man, still really now it's just like, okay, Chance, you've identified as a student athlete for a good portion of your life, and you truly embodied it, you know what I'm saying, to the fullest. And you got to do it at, you know what I'm saying, the top level for real. So it's like, now that all this is coming to an end, or has came to an end, who are you? What's next? What do you want out of life? What do you enjoy doing? Goddamn, what's your purpose? I couldn't answer none of this. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue. Like, shit, I got to start somewhere, though. And just from that point on, the journey begun. Just, you know what I'm saying, me just re-identifying myself, finding a new identity. It led me going to China, and, you know what I'm saying, ended up getting locked up out there and coming back and having to start all over again to be where I am now. And to tell, you know what I'm saying, I can sit here and expand on who I am, what I possess, and bring to the table 10 times fold.
Mm. Oh, hey, Chance, I got a question. I just got back. My daughter goes to LSU, so I was out visiting her. Fortunately, it's like first time in about 2 years I was able to get out there. But in the South, just the culture in general is different. I'm out in Los Angeles, out here in California. My posture's up in Northern California. Things are just different out here. We don't go out of our way to be nice to people, say hi to people. When we walk, you know, barely eye contact is made a lot of time. But when I'm out there, when I was in the South, it's totally different. Everyone looks you in the eye. How you doing? You know, always a little chat. You wait in a line somewhere. Yeah. And also on top of that, the culture of football in the South is incredible. I've been out to a football game a couple of years ago. Blew my mind how big that is. But, and plus on top of that, you're saying from Atlanta, you guys are like chameleons. So I want to know, how did all that together prepare you to just one day say, hey, I'm going to go out to China, right? I don't even know if you speak Chinese or not. I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to be all right. How does that all prepare you? What made you do that?
Man, just, I'm a Sagittarius, so I set a lot of expectations, high expectations for myself. And just because you know what I'm saying, my name is Chancellor. My first name is Chancellor, you know what I'm saying? My name is powerful as hell. And just me and my spirit as an individual, I embody my name to the fullest. So it's like, I got to do what I know I am fully capable of doing. And if I don't do that, then I'm not at ease. I'm not comfortable. Like I'm out of sync for real. So once I started playing football, immediately, like I was like, I like this. I want to play at the Division I level. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I want to play D1 ball. I don't care about no prom. I don't care about no homecoming dances. I don't give a damn about none of that. If it ain't got anything to do with me playing D1 ball, it's neither here nor there. So I've just, like I said, I've always been a natural born leader. You know what I'm saying? It just took me finding something, just finding a passion. And I'm a fire sign already. So now that passion intensified 2-3 times fold. So once I found the passion, I was like, okay, this is it. Everything else is neither here nor there. I'm locked in on this. You know what I'm saying? This is what we finna do. And shit, it was a battle. It was a journey. It was a lot of adversity, but shit, we saw it through. We made it happen. I made it happen at the end of the day. I made that shit happen. So now, okay, I'm playing college ball. All right. Is it going the way that I would have planned or thought it would go? Hell no. But this is something that I wanted to do. So I'm here. I'm going to make the most out of it. All right, this thing that came to an end. All right, shit. I go to this, Stetson is a great school, very prestigious, nicknamed Harvard of the South. So I'm like, I go to this PWI. I'm like, well, I need to land something big when it's time for me to cross this stage. I need to be on somebody's team, making buku money, doing something crazy, extravagant, just doing something fire, for sure. Just because I feel like I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Trial and error. my football career ended in November 2017. As soon as it came to the end, I started applying for jobs. Main jobs that I'm applying for are corporate positions. And you know what I'm saying? Sales, marketing, management. I'm landing interviews, big time companies, getting flown out, put up in hotels, getting cars rented out to me, the whole nine. And I ain't land shit. I did this for 8 months straight. I done graduated. I'm back home. Still ain't got nothing going on. I'm just like, man, I'm just saying, man, I did everything, quote unquote, the textbook way. I did everything the right way, and I still got the short end of the stick. But I'm resilient, and I know if I quit, I'll never be shit. So it's like, well, I can't quit. With that being said, I can't quit. I got to find something. I will find something. I just got to keep going. Come across the opportunity to teach English abroad in China. Apply. This is the first job to tell me yes after, you know what I'm saying, this whole journey. So it's like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it at this point. I've been trying America not fucking with me. China want to fuck with the kid. Okay, I'm finna go over there and see what these folks talking about there. You know what I'm saying? They trying to give me an opportunity. I'm hungry. Whoever willing to give me an opportunity, I play football. You know what I'm saying? I got my degree in communication. It's a broad field. I ain't really do no internship, nothing like that. So it's like, as far as experience or what a lot of these companies hit you with that they need, I ain't got. But man, I'm ambitious. I'm a fast learner. Like, man, you show me the ropes, man, I take it and run with it for sure. You just gotta be willing to just gamble on me, bet on me. Companies wasn't trying to do that. First company was on the other side of the world. All right, bet, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. And I'm finna make the most out of this situation, out of this experience. I knew when it was all said, like when I was embarking on the journey, I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna be a year from now, because that's how long my contract was set. It's supposed to be for a year. I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna be a year from now. After a year, doing a year in China, ain't no telling where I'm gonna be. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna learn, the people I'm gonna meet, opportunities are gonna present themselves. I'm like, it's going to be a great stepping stone for a fresh college graduate that really still has no clue what the hell he want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying something to get a feel, get at least narrow my options down to figure out what it is that I do enjoy and what I don't. So I knew it was going to be a hell of an experience when it was all said and done with. Now, did I anticipate it playing out the way that it did? Absolutely not. But, you know what I'm saying? It took all of that. It took everything that happened. Everything, for sure. So
man, that's a whole bunch, and it's crazy. I feel you a little bit because I have 2 daughters, and my youngest is 23. She graduated from Sonoma State last May, and she's in Spain doing what you did in China. Luckily for her, she speaks the language, and it's difficult. I couldn't imagine going over to China and not speaking the language, and then teaching English and even just the communication, because my daughter's just saying, yeah, if I didn't speak Spanish, it would be so difficult to understand what they want from me exactly. And even just the simple things of life, finding an apartment, opening up a bank account, all that little stuff is very, very challenging. So yeah, I take my hat off to you for going to a country that you don't speak the language and just being all in. And then it just kind of probably stems from you having that resilience. And I love how you just talked about your name and how you just have that pride in your name. And obviously whoever gave you that, your mom or your dad, just had that foreshadowing of, man, Chancellor, is going to be someone special and someone that's going to come within this world and share his gift. And he's going to be able to just take the time to identify what that is and be willing to start all over again. You know, and that's what I just keep hearing from you, and being hungry for opportunity and not being willing to quit and just to keep going and pushing on. And again, it just comes from, it sounds like you're the way you grew up, the desire that you had to go D1 and play football and chase that dream, and then to be willing to go to a whole nother country and chase that dream. But let's get into when that dream became a little bit of a nightmare, because I know that's what people want to hear about your book. And yeah, so walk us through that.
Yeah. So I landed in China on October 10th, 2018. We fast forward 6 months to April 4th, 2019. It's a day off for me. I'm finna get ready to head to an event with some friends. Well, I'm gonna meet some friends and colleagues at the event. But before I go, I'm like, shit, I'm finna pregame in the apartment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sipping some Chinese liquor, smoking some cannabis at my little silver pipe. Get done, getting dressed. Woo. I'm really about ready to go. I'm just making sure I got last final things here, knock at the door. Guess I'm unfamiliar. Look through the peephole. It's 3 officers from the Beijing police. Now, instantly, I'm sick to my stomach. Like, whoa, this last people I was expecting to see. So I'll back away from the door real quick, scramble, put everything up, and go open the door. They walk in. He questioned me. One of the officer in front is questioning me about, am I on drugs or are there any drugs in the house? I'm saying, I'm from Atlanta, city of finesse. Hell nah, bro, you tripping? What you talking about? What does this dude? What? You didn't even say hello. You talking about drugs? Nah, bro. Passport? Yeah, but you probably need some passport. Let me go grab a passport real quick. So I went and grabbed all my documents, brought in the living room for him to look over. And he's sitting there, he's going through them. The other officers, they just scoping the place, the apartment, walking around. They tell me sit down. I sit down. A few minutes pass. Hear footsteps coming from down the hall. I look back to see who it is. Another officer approaching the apartment. He has something in his hand. I have no clue what it is. I ain't really thinking too much of it because I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to get myself out of this situation. So the officer enters the apartment. He hands the item to the officer that's looking over my documents. And that officer communicates to me to pee into the cup. So it was a drink right there on the spot. I was like, over. It's over with. It's over with. Do the drug test, fail the drug test, of course. By this time, it's about 8 officers in the apartment now. You know what I'm saying? They really ransacking the place, looking. And one officer sits me down. He is interrogating me about failing the drug test, asking where I got drugs from, who was I with, just trying to see if I would give him any information as far as just a source. But of course, I'm lying, panicking. I'm high still. so you know what I'm saying? I'm shooting shit with this officer. And once he realized that I wasn't gonna give him anything to work with, he just, you know what I'm saying, just broke it to me like, all right, man, you caught red-handed. You know what I'm saying? The charade is up. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. And once he said that, like he made it clear, I'm like, whew, I was just sitting there hanging on to the hope that I can potentially get away with this situation. And so that's why I was so nervous and so, you know what I'm saying? I was scared at that point, but once he broke it to me, like, it is what it is, you caught red-handed. All the fear, everything was just gone. It's like, okay, whew, all right. It is what it is now. I can't do nothing. I can't blame nobody but myself. I got to hold myself accountable. It is what it is, for sure. I'm caught red-handed. Caught everything, throw the cuffs on me, walk me to the van, sit me down, and I'm just sitting there reflecting. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody knows this is happening to me, man. But I know I'm finna find out soon enough. I'm finna find out soon. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. We get to one precinct, there briefly, go to another precinct. Now there, I'm at that second one for like 14 hours. My official interrogation is done at that second precinct, where they lock me into this electric chair to do it. Then, of course, take my mugshot, handprint, all of that. And the remainder of the time, while I'm in that second precinct, I'm just sitting in the holding cell with 8 other Chinese dudes handcuffed, just reflecting everything. I'm just sitting. I can't do nothing but reflect. I can't talk to nobody, so it's just like I can't but talk to myself. So I'm just replaying the whole scenario in my head when they bought my statement, and you know what I'm saying, just thinking how I could have acted more logically when everything popped off. And then they, you know what I'm saying, come get me, walk me to the lobby, bring my best clothes, tell me get dressed. I said, oh, okay, hey, man, everything worked out. Well, see, look, man, I was compliant, you know what I'm saying? I worked my one, they feel let me go back. I get dressed, I'm waiting. They had me follow them through a door that's behind the front desk in the lobby. So we enter the door, and now we're in the hallway. At the end of the hallway is a small room crowded with officers. So we walking towards it. As I enter, I can only assume that this is some form of evidence room. There's evidence bags everywhere on shelves. There's no form of organization. It's just messy. It's just stuff everywhere. In front of me is a table. To the right side of the table are 4 TV monitors where they watch the footage from the officer's body camera. On the left side of the table is everything that was confiscated from my apartment. So they take the rest of the cannabis that they confiscated and they weigh it up right in front of me. Now, this is an interesting phase of the book because, one, when has the police ever weighed what you got caught with up in front of you? That really don't happen. At least I don't think so. But, and then two, as a reader, you know what I'm saying, you're curious, okay, how much does he actually have? You know what I'm saying? How much does he actually have? So that's a fun fact for the reader. But most importantly, since I didn't receive any information throughout this whole incarceration process, and nobody, you know what I'm saying, nobody knew I was there, the universe, the higher beings, the ancestors, the guardian angels, whatever you want to refer to them as, sent me multiple signs and messages letting me know how long I will be there, and then how I will be released. And this is when they weighed the weed up in front of me, that was the very first sign I got. Because when it totaled out to be 1.4 grams. Mm. Now, for those partaking cannabis, 1.4 grams is nothing. If you don't partake in cannabis, we're talking units of measurement. 1.4 grams of anything isn't a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't a pinch, but that decimal, 1.4, if you remove that decimal, what number do you
get? Yeah, 1.
1.4. You remove that decimal, you get 14. 14 days in Beijing. So that's one of the very first signs I received from the higher powers. Just let me know. It would give me an idea how long I would potentially be there. All right. So they could put everything on, you know what I'm saying, on paper, have me sign, thumbprint it. We get back in the van. I'm like, okay, I've been in custody all day. I've been compliant. I've been peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I work with y'all. It's like, it's no way it's not finna take me home at this point. So we riding. And 40 minutes pass and we arrive at this facility with tall walls, barbed wire, and fences. And I'm like, this is jail. I'm like, damn, this shit is just getting started. I'm just at this point, I'm just blown, but it's like, shit, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we go inside, go straight to the infirmary, do a quick physical, take me upstairs to where the men are housed. After that, you know what I'm saying, I changed clothes and put all my stuff up. And they gave me one plastic bowl and one spoon. So I'm walking to the cell with my bowl and spoon. We get to cell 209. It's 4 o'clock in the morning at this time. CO opened the door. Instantly, I see a huddle of bodies sleeping. Across from the huddle of bodies sleeping are 2 inmates standing up against the wall, watching them sleep. So my psyche is instantly thrown for a loop at just what I'm looking at. And then with the inmates that just so happen to be up, we make eye contact. The last thing they expected to come walking through this door was this man of color with locks. And the last thing I expect to see is 2 people watching other people sleep. Mm-hmm. So we had an awkward moment is just just silent. We just looking at each other like, what the hell going on? What y'all got going on in here? So I step into the cell, close the door. The door loud, it's all metal, so it wake a few inmates up, you know what I'm saying? Some of them wake up, they see me, I make eye contact with them, they shocked. I'm just looking at them like, what y'all got going on? So I do a head count. It's 15 of us in this cell. I count the wooden beds that they sleeping on. It's 9 beds. Okay, that's why it looked like a slumber. I would describe it as a slumber party. It looked like a slumber party in the book. Back in the day when we was kids, we had sleepovers with our cousins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm like, damn. All right, bet. Look to my left, it's the bathroom. It's its own separate room, but all the walls are made of glass, so everybody in the cell can see inside. Sink, a squat toilet, so a hole in the ground that you squat over, and the shower ain't nothing but a water hose with a shower head duct tape to it. So you got black mold on the walls, gnats and shit flying around. It's not a sanitary place, to say the least. So I will approach the slumber party, trying to find a spot to lie down. And one of the inmates that's standing up taking a watch, he wakes 2 of them up and they make room for me. I set my bowl and my spoon in the little cubby up underneath the bunks, the beds. And I just lie down on my back, place my hand on my chest. I just stare up at the bright ceiling. And this is when reality completely kicked in. Like, this shit is real. Like, boy, you are in here. You the only foreign, the only English speaker in this cell. Nobody knows you here. And man, you don't know how long you finna be here. It's not looking too good. But hey, I got to hold myself accountable. There's nobody else to blame but me for being in this situation. So I got to take this to the chin. It is what it is. Now, moving forward, what the hell needs to happen for me to get up out of here? Well, first thing first, folks got to realize I'm missing. All right. So I was supposed to meet colleagues and friends at that event today, and I didn't show up. I'm sure they called me and I didn't answer. Is that a red flag? Nah, but it is weird. Now, when I don't show up for work, come Saturday morning for my 8 o'clock class, all hell is breaking loose. Because one, they got to find somebody to cover my class last minute. And then two, one of the colleagues I was going to meet at that event, me and her work at the same exact school. So I didn't show up to that event and I ain't at work and I still ain't answering the phone. That's a red flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boom. What else need to happen? All right, I had a girlfriend at the time for 2 years, but she still lived in America, but we still communicated regularly. When I don't respond to 2 of her messages, all hell is breaking loose. So I know I'm going to have to at least sit through this weekend before I become missing on people's radar. And then the journey and the search for me will begin. But until then, I'm gonna have to hold it down. I'm gonna have to thug it out. I'm gonna have to sit through the weekend for the show. I'm gonna have to. And then once we get to the beginning of the week, you know what I'm saying, we'll cross that bridge once we get to it. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm locked up, man. It ain't like I got a lot of control of what's going on anyway. But this is just my little pep talk I'm giving to myself to keep my spirits high and my mind positive. So I was locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 people to one cell, 9 wooden beds. And all I had for those 14 days straight was that one plastic bowl and that one plastic spoon.
Man, it's just crazy. And obviously nobody speaks any English. I like how you gave yourself a window, so to say, of, hey, yeah, this door, it locked behind me, but I can still look out to this window knowing that my peoples are going to be looking for me. And at the end of this weekend, hopefully they'll figure out where I'm at, and then I can start coming up with a plan. But let me get through these couple of days. And whoo, man, that's just, I can't even imagine what that was like. And then you said you're in that space the whole time with all 50. How did you, at this point, do you speak any Chinese at all?
Yeah. It's just enough to work my one move and groove. As far as having the full, in-depth, extensive, elaborative conversation, hell nah, it's not happening. Quiet. It's quiet. But just if I'm out trying to buy something or we at a restaurant, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, for sure, I can hold it down a little bit. Yeah. And the rest, pull up the phone and use the translator app. Yeah. But no, when I was in there, it was quiet. It wasn't. Man. It was quiet. They was trying to talk to me. That next morning, of course. Everybody up now. Everybody see me. Everybody in my face. They want, you know what I'm saying? And this is probably some of their first times having a person of color this close in person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh yeah, they want to know any and everything. But that language barrier it was quiet. There was nothing we could do. So I was just really in my first 3 chapters. I'm just strictly reflecting. It's just my perspective and just everything that's going on in my head. Just because I can't nobody. Now on chapter 4, day 4, that's when things take a turn. I moved from that first cell and to 2 cells down. So cell 207, and that's where I'm immersed. 3 other foreigners. One was from Russia, but he only spoke his language in Mandarin. The other one was Chinese American, fluent in Mandarin and English. And the third one was Brazilian, that was fluent Portuguese, Mandarin, and English. So now that's when we can start connecting the dots. Because one, we can communicate, And it's crazy. You start to learn, but damn, everybody in here knows what they arrested for specifically, how long they supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? They know how the rules work, goddamn, how the process work. Everybody know everything. They got snacks and toiletries and commissary. And here I am, like, y'all for real? Like, damn, I must not have got the memo. Like, cause my story really opposite. And Chinese man, he like, damn, like for real, they ain't tell you this, they ain't do that. I'm like, bruh. He's just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I ended up doing the shortest amount of time out of everybody. But yeah, all the foreigners, for the most part, I did the shortest amount of time. And I'm it ain't know nothing. Everybody else knew how long they was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? So it's just how it played out.
That's just crazy. And then so you do your 14 days, you're out. When do you get your job back, or did that influence you getting locked up? Were you able to go back to your job?
Well, so yeah, once I got released, I was immediately taken to my apartment to pack up the rest of my shit. And then from my apartment straight to the airport, where I was deported from the country, all within probably about 6 hours of being released. Yeah, they got me up out of there for sure.
Man, I bet it never felt so good to come home though.
I was drunk as fuck when they were playing Ride Back, boy. 10-hour flight from China to Seattle. I was with Delta, so they had unlimited drinks. Oh man, I said, man, keep these things coming. Boy, y'all don't even know, man. Y'all don't know the past 2 weeks I just had. Like I'm sitting there like, but these folks don't even know. I just got out. I just got out. And you know what I'm saying? These folks just on their flight, just you know what I'm saying, living their lives and shit. But yeah, that was man, that first 10 hours was amazing. I was folded on that plane. What?
Yeah, I think I'd have been the happiest guy. I don't know if you were, that they were taking me right to the airport. Like, hey, get me out. I'm ready to go.
Oh yeah, I was burnt out on China at that. I'm like, man, I got the full experience of China. The good, the bad, beautiful, and ugly. Man, all within 6 months. I got the whole package for sure. Yeah, I'm good.
Man. Well, I love hearing your story. Glad that you put it in a book. And one word that you said quite a few times was accountable. You know, and you didn't look to anybody else say, hey, yeah, you know, I hold myself accountable, and I know that you are doing work with nonprofit and with youth and you're coaching. And I'll just say they're lucky to have you right out of the gate, because what a gift, you know, if you can give a gift to the youth today in the best way possible to learn how to own your actions. And so, yeah, let's tell the listeners about what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I'm still teaching, work at a elementary school. We finna, as a computer reading and writing literacy teacher. I just started that actually. Still coach football, DBs, of course, varsity and JV. Entrepreneur, car rental service, of course, selling my books, doing pop-up shops, vending. We finna start doing like events and stuff. Like we're gonna call it the like just book clubs. You know what I'm saying? Have it at different restaurants or venues. Have people come out. It's gonna be food, get drinks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read snippets from my book. Have other people come up and perform spoken word, all different types of stuff like that. So got that aspect. I also partnered with a nonprofit organization called the You May Foundation, Uplifting America's Youth, and we work with youth in multiple facets, but specifically where I come into play is as a life coach to at-risk teens. So kids that's already had run-ins with the law, or, you know what I'm saying, been arrested for drugs, or, you know what I'm saying, just on some hot shit. We use my book, 14 Days in Beijing, as a part of our lessons, and compare and contrast, and provoke thought and reflection. You know, all in all, to rehabilitate. So yeah, that's another thing that I do. What else I do? Shit.
I don't know how you do anything else. That's a lot. That's a lot in itself. And again, I love another word that you've used often in our time together, reflection. You know, and I just think so many good. This show is life's essential ingredients, and I think self-reflection has got to be on the menu for being an essential ingredient. And again, for you to be able to give that to the youth that you're working with in that time where they really need it is just invaluable. But let's get into you, because you got a lot going on. And what would you say are some essential ingredients in your life? Meaning, you know, you're working with youth. How do you kind of bring your best self to them every day? You know, how does Chance take care of himself? What's essential to you right now?
Man, just definitely self-love. You know what I'm saying? Self-love, for sure. You can't love nobody else. You don't love yourself. Self-care, definitely. And balance. Balance is key. You know what I'm saying? Work hard, play hard. That's my philosophy. For sure. A lot of my life, you know what I'm saying? I played here and there, but I definitely did a lot more work than I did playing. So now it's just like, definitely just, you know what I'm saying, more balance, just enjoying the fruits of your labor. You know what I mean? For sure. Especially, I'm single, man. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no wife, no girl, nothing. Well, come on. Yeah, boy, live my best life for sure, and take advantage. And you know what I'm saying, my youth, utilize this era. This is I'm already real. I understand this phase of life that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? People always talk about their 20s. All the old heads talk about their 20s. So it's like, bro, I already know. Definitely, man, it's pivotal. You got to get your shit done, and but also you got to have your fun too, because you don't want to be 30, 40 years old trying to do something 20-some-year-old doing, and definitely don't want to be doing all this playing now and then you working the rest of your, you know what I'm saying, your life. So it's definitely, it's an interesting time. You know what I'm saying? So just having knowledge, just being knowledgeable of that, and just working my one and living the life that I can, and really just, and then, you know what I'm saying, hustling, running my marathon while inspiring others while they're on their journeys. You know what I'm saying? Especially these kids don't know nothing. Kids don't know nothing. They think they know it all. So it's like just being able to plant seeds, essentially. Like seeds were planted in me. You know what I'm saying? And just some of them, you know what I'm saying, that soil, that child is fertile, oh man, that seed gonna grow. For sure. And it's easy to mold a child versus trying to change an adult that's already stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? So
that is so true.
I'm good and I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't happy, then shit, ain't nobody else around me gonna be happy, or, you know what I'm saying, the energy is gonna be off. For sure. My energy is like no other. If my energy off, it's gonna affect everything. For sure. It's gonna affect everything. I'm already knowing. So it's like I set the tone. That's why I know I'm a leader. With that being said,
I love it. You talk about planting seeds, and obviously someone did that for you at some point. Do you have a key mentor that was in your life? And that's obviously what you're doing now with all the youth that you get to influence, and all the seeds and the water and the sunshine that you're bringing to them. But give you a chance to maybe thank somebody that saw that in you and kind of mentored you a little bit.
Man, definitely my Dukes, my mama, for sure. My mom, without a doubt. And man, all the coaches I had, all the different coaches I had, you know what I'm saying, throughout my career. Man, like I said, like Nipsey Hussle said, the best teacher in life is your own experience. Whatever you experience, who you experience is pivotal to, you know what I'm saying, your outlook on life when it's all said and done. And man, I'm just grateful to have had people pour into me, you know what I'm saying, and plant seeds. I mean, it's a lot of different people, from mentors to coaches, family members, to peers, to complete fucking strangers. Yeah, you feel me? So it's like, man, it's really, it's been a lot of people, and I'm definitely big on just learning from others. Learn from others for sure. But you see it, learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go around and do the same foolishness. That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So definitely learning from others. For sure. You know,
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, last thing there's a great quote by John Alston that says, the only thing you take with you when you're gone is what you leave behind. And I know you've been flexing on us. I know you's in your 20s, rubbing it in. You should have seen my Pasho. He was devastated. He has not forgiven himself. It took me 5 years to get my degree from USF. Pasho was too smart. He did it in 4. And he could have been there for the 5th year, living large like you are right now. But he said, nah, I'm going to go out and get mine. But he still shook up, Chance. You see him. But you fast forward for you 80 years. That's going to give you 100 and something years of being on this earth. You're on your deathbed. You're surrounded by those that have loved you and that you have loved. What is it that you want them to feel from you now that your time on this earth is coming to an end?
Man, find yourself and then find your purpose.
Pashito, that's what we're talking about. Chance been going deep all day long. Listeners, find his book. He's got a couple of them, 14 Days in Beijing. And you love and you learn. And I imagine, we haven't even talked about it. I'm guessing just from listening to you, probably got a bunch more that you want to be writing and sharing. And it's been our honor to have this about hour with Chancellor. I'm gonna give you that respect. I love how your mom said, hey, I already see the greatness in you right out of the gate from the first second you were born. Pashito, get us out of here.
Wow, I just wish I had that together your age, Chance. We're a little bit older than our 20s. Not gonna say how, a little bit older, but man, I appreciate it. Most of all is that you're helping the youth through what you learn. That's a great way. Learn from others, like you said, and you're a great inspiration and role model. Keep that up. And I think that's one of the things that sports teaches us is we want other people to get out what we got out of it, and we want to give back. So keep doing that. And I'm going to leave you with this. Keep having fun in your 20s, man. Do not stop. Go to your 30s if you can, brother. Keep going.
All right. So listeners, thanks again for tuning in to another episode, Life's Essential Ingredients. Pashito, we out, baby.